In a quiet town, a giant, horrible onion mysteriously appeared in the town square. Everyone who came near it cried uncontrollably, leaving the townsfolk both amused and frightened. The mayor, determined to solve the mystery, approached the onion with caution. As soon as he got close, he burst into tears, much to the amusement of the onlookers. Despite its sinister presence, children began daring each other to get close to the onion. Their laughter echoed through the square as each one failed miserably, running away in tears. One day, a brave little boy named Timmy decided to confront the onion head-on. He walked up to it, only to be overwhelmed by a torrent of tears, making everyone laugh even harder. The townspeople tried to get rid of the onion by pulling it out of the ground, but every time they tried, the onion released a cloud of pungent fumes that sent them running. As the onion grew bigger, its effects on the town worsened. The constant crying caused by the onion made daily life difficult, with people avoiding the town square altogether. A group of scientists from the nearby city heard about the strange onion and came to investigate. They approached it with special goggles, only to start crying uncontrollably themselves. Even the animals in the town were affected by the onion's presence. Cats and dogs, usually playful, became weepy and melancholic whenever they wandered near the square. One particularly funny incident involved a farmer's cow that accidentally wandered into the square. The cow started bawling, mooing pitifully as it tried to escape the onion's overpowering fumes. The town's barber tried to cut the onion in half, thinking it would solve the problem. However, as soon as his knife touched the onion, it released a gas that made his eyes water so much he had to stop. Despite the growing despair, there were moments of humor as well. People started wearing goggles and masks to protect themselves, looking like a bunch of oddball characters from a sci-fi movie. As the town struggled with the onion's effects, a traveling circus came to visit. The performers, unaware of the onion's powers, set up their tents right next to it. The circus animals started crying uncontrollably, causing chaos under the big top. The clowns, known for making people laugh, found themselves in tears instead, creating an odd and funny spectacle. A magician tried to make the onion disappear with a trick, but instead, the onion grew even larger. The townspeople couldn't help but laugh at the irony. Despite their tear-soaked faces, the onion's presence became a tourist attraction, with people from far and wide coming to see it. The town's economy boomed, but the constant crying took a toll on everyone's spirits. One day, a wise old woman from a distant land arrived, claiming to have the solution. She carried a tiny bottle of mysterious liquid and approached the onion confidently. Everyone watched in anticipation as she poured the liquid onto the onion. To their shock, the onion started to shrink, but in doing so, it released one final, massive burst of fumes. The entire town erupted in tears, laughing and crying at the same time. The onion finally shriveled up into a tiny, harmless bulb, leaving the town square peaceful once more. The wise old woman explained that the onion was cursed but that its power was now broken. The townspeople were relieved, but they couldn't shake the strange mix of sadness and joy that lingered. As the circus packed up to leave, they held a special performance in honor of the onion. The show was both funny and touching, with everyone laughing through their tears. Life slowly returned to normal in the town, but the memory of the horrible onion remained. The townspeople shared stories of their strange encounter, blending humor and sadness in equal measure. The town decided to commemorate the onion with an annual festival, turning their tears into laughter. They built a statue of the onion in the square, a reminder of the bizarre and emotional time they had endured. At the first festival, people dressed up as onions, crying and laughing as they paraded through the streets. It became a beloved tradition, bringing the town together in a celebration of their shared experience. Timmy, the brave little boy who first confronted the onion, became the festival's honorary guest. Each year, he retold the story of his encounter, making everyone laugh at the absurdity of it all. As the years passed, the festival grew in popularity, attracting visitors from all over. The town that was once plagued by tears now embraced them, turning their sadness into something beautiful. The wise old woman returned to the town for the festival, greeted as a hero. She smiled as she watched the townspeople celebrate, knowing that they had turned a curse into a blessing. The festival became a symbol of resilience and humor, showing that even in the face of something horrible, laughter could prevail. The townspeople no longer feared the onion but remembered it fondly. As the sun set on the festival, the townspeople gathered around the onion statue. They shed tears of joy, knowing that they had triumphed over the horrible onion in the end. The town was never the same, but in a good way. The horrible onion had brought them closer together, teaching them to find humor in the darkest moments. Even after the wise old woman passed away, her legacy lived on in the festival. The townspeople honored her memory by laughing through their tears, just as she had taught them. And so, the story of the horrible onion became a legend, passed down through generations. The town that once wept now laughed, forever changed by the power of a single, terrible onion.